How y'all doing out there? Hope everyone is well and healthy. But I came on here to see, well, not to see, but one, to let y'all know that I've been reading the comments, especially on the New York, um, how New Yorkers are unliked outside of New York. So I read them comments and I just came on here to lend my opinion. I mean, some of y'all, I replied to every single comment, but this is really toward those that there was the one, I can't remember, like, I'm gonna find who it is, but they were like, someone, a New Yorker was new in their area and was basically like, oh, New York this, New York that, and she was basically, him or her, I don't know who they were, but they were basically like, well, New York is still there, like basically you can go back. Let me tell you what is happening. And it's not just a New Yorker. When a person has lived in one place their whole entire life, and then they have to relocate for whatever reason, they're going to move. They are now being thrusted into a whole new world, a whole new culture, a whole new way of living. So in the beginning, yes, they're going to compare everything to where the fuck they came from. Be it New York, Georgia, Atlanta, Chicago, Michigan, wherever the fuck you're from. When you move somewhere else outside of your hometown where you were born and raised at, yeah, you're going to be homesick. I say maybe about the first 2 years. And then as you're learning, you're understanding, you're working within the culture. You're doing Rome as the Romans do is what I can say. But people that normally don't like it, or I can't say don't like it, but they're quick to say, oh, you can go back to where you came from, because they don't want to hear the person talking about where they're from and what they liked and what they missed. The people who's telling you to go back to where you came from, y'all the motherfuckers that ain't never moved anywhere. You never moved anywhere. Vacationing, okay, you can vacation somewhere, but vacationing and living is two different things, because I experienced it. Now, you got to understand, as a New Yorker, we were so used to everybody coming to our goddamn city from all over the fucking globe. People is coming to New York City. Do you know how many motherfuckers is in New York City? That's why the fuck it's overcrowded. Did you ever hear us telling anybody go back where you came from? No. The fucking floodgates is open in New York. Obviously, everybody and their grandmother and grandchild and generational comes to fucking New York. So to me, all those other states who always came to New York to piss on Times Square for the ball dropping, because New Yorkers don't go to the motherfucking ball drop. But there's a lot of motherfuckers that come to New York. We ain't the only ones making it nasty and dirty. Y'all niggas do it too. It's just that cleanliness really ain't enforced. Like when I got to Georgia, as soon as I had my foot on the ground in Georgia, I was like, this is so clean. It was so clean that I was like, I did litter at first. And a cop checked me. He was like, you from New York? Yeah. We don't litter here. Say less, officer. I picked the trash up, and ever since that day, I didn't litter. And you know what? I didn't even litter when I went back home to New York. I didn't want my city to be dirty, so I'm not going to be one to contribute to that. Clean it up. But I too, when I got to Georgia, I was homesick. I didn't think that I'd have to walk or drive 2 and 3 miles just to get to the motherfucking store. So it was because, hey, I had always lived in New York all my goddamn life. So, and to me, Jersey is kind of like New York. No, Jersey was a whole nother time zone as well. But what I'm saying is, that's all I knew. That's all that I was used to. So that's what I was looking for. I've now learned. I mean, I'm living in Charlotte. I lived in Atlanta. I lived in Jersey. I'm in Charlotte. I've learned that I'm taking in a different culture, a different way of living. Like I've learned to be a chameleon. I've learned to do in Rome as the Romans do. I don't disrespect nobody's culture. Period. Now, if I get into it with someone and you get your feelings hurt because I call you slow, stupid, or whatever the fuck, yeah, we argue it. I'm not gonna be fucking nice in the middle of a fucking argument. You're gonna be every fucking thing that I could think of that's gonna hurt your feelings. Yeah. So it's usually those that ain't never been nowhere that's quick to tell a motherfucker to go back where they came from. I would like to suggest you try, not vacationing or visiting, go try and live in another state other than your own. And if you think that you're not going to be missing your fucking hometown, if you think that you're not going to be like, wow, they don't have this or they don't have that. And if somebody tells you, oh, well, if you don't like it, go the fuck back home. That's your karma. So all I'm saying is when you got new people coming into your state, into your city, and you ain't never been no fucking where, don't hate. Maybe book a flight, take a bus, try living somewhere else, try understanding. And it seems like, yeah, you're kind of jealous. I mean, don't think that I don't know motherfuckers is jealous of New Yorkers. Yeah, be jealous. And I mean, within good reason. I mean, but I think each state, each city and state, it has its own identity. I ain't never shit on a motherfucker and telling them to go back home. You know, I mean, but that has been said to me. Oh, you can go back home, but I knew it was a motherfucker that ain't never been nowhere. Just like now, I'm still working on my great escape, and my great escape is to get the fuck about this country. So I already know, I've already conditioned myself by living in different states within the states that when I leave this country, I'm not going to be, oh, U.S., U.S., U.S. Hell, motherfucking no. I'll be like, okay, wherever I'm at, hola, como esta, or ni hao, or what they say in Thailand, sawadi, sawadi, something like that. But I know now how to be open to receive the change. And if you're not able to receive change or even realize that your city, your state is changing and you're not, maybe it's a good indication for you to take off your fucking cement shoes and go move the fuck around somewhere and see other things, other cultures. Become open-minded, because that's what New Yorkers are being thrusted into. It's too expensive to fucking live there, because if New York was not expensive, I'd be there. I'd be home in New York if it was not expensive. But it's too expensive, even for the rats. No, I'm just joking. But that's all the New Yorkers are going through. They're going through a New York withdrawal. And give it about a year or two. So don't be fucking nasty. If you come in with the sweet tea, then give them sweet tea. Not the diabetes, because some of that sweet tea be too sweet. Yeah, and don't judge us off of no goddamn love and hip hop. Okay? Book your flight. Take a cruise. Do something. Go visit a whole nother culture somewhere else. But don't hate on somebody else new in your city. They are willing to take the risk to go somewhere and eventually change. You're still going to be the same motherfucker sitting right where you at. Mad. Check yourself. Enjoy your day.